everybody, Ed here with a Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Lexar 64GB MicroSDXC memory card. This is a Class 10 UHS-III card, which means it's ideal for 4K video, whether we're talking about the FDR AX100 that I'm filming on now at 100 megabits per second, or something that's even lower rated. Granted, you don't need UHS-III performance for 60 megabits per second in most cases. This is still a great value. I just purchased two of these from B&H, wanted to share it with all of you. Instead of coming with a actual SD card adapter, you get a USB adapter, so that essentially this transforms into a jump drive. The big plus here is that you've got a high performance jump drive, because you can see the advertised, at least right here on the front of the package, speed is 95 megabytes. Now that is the actual read time, not the write time, but they do say up to that on both ends. But think, since it is a UHS-III card, and by the way, it's misprinted right there, it says UHS-I, but on the card itself, you can see that it has UHS-III. So basically, this is the same thing that happened with the SanDisk Pick Store that I recently unboxed, where it said class UHS-I, but it actually was UHS-III. It seems they just didn't want to print out new packaging. I have no other explanation for this beyond that. And in terms of the devices that it's ideal for, well, they all flank the bottom right here, whether we're talking about action cams, GoPros, like the Sony 4K action cam that it's for here in question, or you're talking about tablets. You want the best performance you possibly could have on micro flash storage, you're looking at it. And of course, SanDisk has an option that's more expensive, and it'll come with a card reader adapter rather than the USB jump drive, which again I think is superior. Smartphones, another great solution. Do you need that sort of speed? Well, your smartphone may capture 4K video, but still likely doesn't do it at that high a bit rate. But better to have this, in my opinion, than save a few dollars on a card that is from basically 2 generations old performance, because even last year the performance couldn't approach what we're getting here, So there's a lot to be said for going down this road if you're in the market for some micro SD flash storage. And of course, last but not least, in my opinion, the most important, cameras. This is fast enough to work in a digital SLR. So if you're working with mirrorless, full frame, micro four thirds, whatever it may be, whatever your format of choice is, I don't care how large your file size, this can handle it. Another really impressive, versatile feature of going with a card like this. And again, you can go with another manufacturer. I'm not a loyalist to Lexar. It was more of a deal in itself. And this is, for those of you unaware, Lexar is part of Micron, one of the world's largest memory makers. So don't for a moment think you're not getting a top-notch product, because you are. So let me go ahead and open this. Finally get it out of the package. Looks like I'm cutting into something I shouldn't be, but hopefully that's not the case. Felt like I went through some paperwork. Nope, it's just the theft device. Who knows why it would even be in here. And again, the utility of a card like this is all about, card size being smaller, but not giving up performance, something that all of us have done over the years in order to get higher capacity cards in the micro form factor. But now we've got a micro card that actually can perform. And these have been on the market for quite some time. This is not a new thing by any measure whatsoever, but at this price point, it is new. I picked up 2 of these because personally, again, this is something that I can't have enough of in terms of for work here for all of you, as well as for general use across all devices. I mean, the compatibility list is true. Throw Surface Pro 2, 3, the original gen in there as well. You've got a card that's going to work with all of them. And then if you don't have a micro SD card slot, but you do have a USB port, which would be odd to say the least, you can go ahead and just open this up, pop out this ridiculously small card. The 128 gig version is also compelling. Let me remind you of that. But nowhere near the actual value. And then it should be as simple as just popping it in here. Let's see. Does not click in. At least I'm not getting a click. And that's it. Now you've got a 64 gig USB 3.0 jump drive capable of 95 megs on the read side at least, which is incredibly fast. And on the write side, I expect somewhere between 60 and 80, maybe a little less, but we know it's enough for 4K and true photographic performance when it comes to your card not being the bottleneck in some of today's most demanding DI spectrums. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. And of course, as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.